Good morning, or good afternoon, I should say, depending on where you are. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. I'm going to be playing with some watercolor colors on watercolor paper. And then we're going to be using those blotches or however you put them on your paper and do some intuitive line work. And it's a very relaxing way of just playing in your journal or on a piece of paper. Just going to lighten this up a bit. I think that's good. Maybe a tad more. All right. I just want to pop out my chat. Looks pretty good. All right. So, if you're with me last week, we did this cute little owl, and it's just a very light wash of just a couple colors of watercolor. And then I used my archival, I believe it was a micron pen, and just did some sketching. I really love doing sketching with pen. Done a few here. It's fun. You can do a pre-drawing if you want with graphite pencil. If you don't want to directly use your ink, and then that way you can actually erase if you make some lines that you don't like. So, um, Thursday we did this magnolia painting, and this is on a piece of scrapbook paper. So I'm using up my scrapbook papers because a lot of them are beautiful papers, and I don't really do scrapbooking anymore. So why not use it for practicing on your acrylic paintings? Or you could probably try even a gouache paint if you wanted to use that. So today, I'm not going to be putting this one in my, uh, this is just a plain sketchbook paper, because I want the paper to absorb and move and that type of thing, and therefore you need watercolor paper. So this is one I had done a couple weeks back. It's just 140-pound cold press paper and lots of water, and there is blooms, and that's what this is here. I still love those. I know a lot of watercolor artists kind of shy away from that. But I like them. So I thought we could play with that, and I'll show you how I apply the watercolor. And then you do have to let these dry on their own to get the effects that you want. If you use a water or a dryer like heat gun or hair dryer, you'll find that a lot of the blooming and that type of thing that you want doesn't really appear as much as if you just left it to dry on its own. So let's see. I got to get a piece of watercolor paper. Oh, that's pastel paper. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Okay. So this is the watercolor paper I use. It's a cheaper brand, but it's a Fabriano 140 300 GSM 8x8. And they had a good sale on these in one of my local stores. So I picked up a couple of them. This is just it's not a block. You can take them up individually. If you want to tape them, you can. But what we're doing here, you don't really need to do that. There is difference on both sides. One's a little more textured than the other side. I tend to use both sides. Um, so you can try to use either side and see what side's best for you. I don't typically tape mine down either. Hey, Lena. Hey, Beck. Good to see you. You're knitting? You're knitting? What are you knitting? My gosh, you're a wizard. I mean that in a good way. I have never seen anyone, well, everything you do um, amazing with. You just blow me away. You really do. Um, yeah, wasn't her coat amazing, Beck? Holy jeez. And her first time doing it? Oh, well, yeah, there's no words to describe how good you are. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, it's Miss Linux 2010. She has a channel. Go check out her channel. Oh, she shows this beautiful, beautiful. She does everything, and it's doesn't matter what she attempts. It's success. Fantastic artist, fantastic crafter, scrapbooking, cooking, like whatever she does. It's amazing. Okay, let's see. I'm just looking to see what, I guess I'll use this. So you want lots of water. In retrospect, this was stupid to do such a huge project first, but it totally gave a lot of, I'll say, you just go for it. That's like, you're not scared of anything. That's great. Aw, thanks. You're just like, and the amount that you could do, like, wow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take colors and I try to stay on one side of the color wheel. So here's the color wheel. And what you want to do is you want to stay on one side, not go across from each other. Because when you start going across from each other and you do a whole bunch of different colors, you end up getting muddied up colors. So it tends to go into the neutrals after a while when they blend. So if you stay on one side, so you could go from blue-green to um, like this side here if you wanted to, or you could go around this side. Just stay on the one, don't go across from each other. So what am I think I'm going to I'm going to go in this area here. So yellows and greens, maybe with a bit of blue, we'll see. So this is just, you could make dots, you could make blotches, whatever you want. So if I'm going to go, let's do yellow first. So I have a mixed palette here. What I like to do too is put maybe three areas of that color. Look at that, how beautiful that runs. I love that. Then let's do a nice green here. And you got to remember too, when you mix certain colors, you're going to get another color, right? So if you know your color wheel, you'll know when you mix yellow and green together, you get a lighter green. Um, could go into a little bit of blue. Let's see. We could go even in aqua maybe. Let's try. I have a really nice cerulean blue here. I could go deep, but I think I want to, let's try the little bit of this here. This is a cerulean blue, and it's very light. Depending on how your pigment, how thick your pigment is versus water, will depend on how intense it goes. I'm going to even try a little bit of indigo. Why not? And maybe what color? Maybe some of this aqua right in here. So when you mix them, then you can take them while it's still wet, let it run. This is why you don't want to mix too many colors on the opposite side of the color wheel, because when you're doing this, they run into each other and you'll get all kinds of different combinations of color. Hey Dot, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. You know, if you want to, and you're kind of thinking there's too much color, you could actually wash this off quickly under a tap. Now, if you want to add a little bit of spray, let's spray this up here. Maybe I want to add a little bit more aqua color in here. See what it does. Maybe I could splatter. That's always fun. Let it run again. That yellow tends to be really powerful as far as bleeding, and it's fun to use. Okay, so let that run. Okay, so there, I'm going to leave it like that for now, and I'm going to let this dry. So I'm just going to put this over to the side to dry. Actually, I'll put it over here. And I'll wipe up my table a little bit. It is still really cold here. We had a real warm spell, like summer weather. It was in the 80s. And then boom, down to single digit and snow again. Luckily, we've had overcast skies in the evening and night, so nothing has gotten frost. But I think maybe tomorrow night there could be a chance of frost because it's going to be -3, and it looks like there's partly cloudy, which is I hate that because I have my magnolia out in bloom and my red bud. So it'll be done if that happens. Hey, Joan, good to see you. So here's the one that I did a while back. And I thought, let's play with this and see what we can make. So I want it to be more I don't know, intuitive, more abstract, so not necessarily drawing things that you actually can recognize. More shapes, organic or geometric, whatever you tend to go towards, or you can mix them. Now you could use more watercolor if you wanted to, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to try using some of my inks. Now, if you don't have inks, you can also use, there's different types of ink pens. Because I'm not going to be putting any more watercolor on, you don't have to worry about whether it's archival or not. So I know my Micron has all kinds of colors now that you can get. So if you want to use them, being that it's watercolor, you could use alcohol markers also. Do not use alcohol markers on your acrylic though, because it'll wreck the nibs. Sharpie markers, a lot of these are Sharpie and Microns. There's many brands out there, but I have an assortment of inks, and one of them that I have is Doc Martin. So I thought I would like to try and use some of these with my dip pen. So I want to get more comfortable in using a dip pen, and the only way to get comfortable with a certain supply is by using it, whether it turns out or not. Now, these are Bombay, so they're Indian ink, so they are archival and waterproof once dry. So I love this. I think this is the set one. They come in 2 sets. Yes, this is set one. The other set has more, I guess, vibrant colors, but this is a great set to begin with. You can mix them also. To mix them, this tray, I don't know if you know this, but this tray can be used also as a mixing tray. So you could do your color mixing in here or in this little well here. This would probably be better for as far as dipping. If you want to dip out of this, you could do that too. You just have to make sure that you clean your pen in water right away. I've been on new meds for 3 weeks now, so I feel awesome. Oh, that's great, Lena. Glad to hear you found something. That's awesome. Now you do have to shake these. So we could use yellow because we have yellow in there. We have the white one. I also, last week, and I totally forgot to try them. I got these. These are Doc Martens bleed proof white and pen white. So I thought I would try those out and see how well they cover. So you have a lot of different white inks. Every artist is out in the look for a perfect white. Because I get so tired of using those white gel pens or white ink pens, and they skip and they don't work and they run out and so I wanted to try the white ink with a nib instead. So we'll try some of that. Now you can also use stencils when you're going to be playing with this. Um, so you could use lettering stencils. You could have any of the regular stencils you have for uh, using in your artwork. Just outline around your stencils. I've done that many times. Um, if you're not quite sure what you want to do, I have these too. These are great, or you can get the little wee ones also. You can find those in the drafting department at Michael's. So, not sure what I'm going to do. Have no idea. I just want to make something. When you're just playing, why not? So I think I want to use a blue. So let's see what blues will go. So there's this one here. It's just blue. I think that'll go well with this blue here. These are transparent as far as I know. So if you want something, you could use Poscas too. Just use what you got. Don't go out and buy a bunch of stuff. Just use what you have. So I think I want to bring this blue maybe up to here. So let's put, I'm thinking, do I want a pen mark? Let's see if this yellow, how opaque it is. The only way to figure that out is by doing. I'm going to throw some in there. Might need to put some on my Okay, I'm just putting it on the well, if it goes over the blue, it turns green, which makes sense. So I could use a liner brush too if I wanted to. I might do that. I do want, maybe I want it this way. I think I'm going to use this blue. first. I'm going to just dip it. And ah, well, that didn't work, but let's work with it. So what can we do with this? Can we leave it like that? Yeah, we could. Or we could, actually, let's take my watercolor brush, small one, and let's wet the area and just bring it out. This is how you learn, by doing, playing. See what happens when you something unexpected happens, then you try to work with it, and that way sometimes you get some really cool effects. Hi, Mary. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet of you. Hope you're doing well. Do you want me to um, zoom in a bit, or do you want to see this? Just wondering. Let me know. Okay, and then I think I'm gonna just dip. I'm gonna be bad, and I'm gonna dip in it just because I'm lazy. I'm just gonna put this here for now. Zoom in? Okay. Well, we can do that. Is that good? So we got that. What else can we do? We could outline these areas. This is just all intuitive. I'm not really thinking a whole lot. It's just us. If you're wanting to create and you're having a hard time figuring out exactly what you want to do, then try this. Okay. So we could do, let's see, maybe even dots or Well, here, I like this area here. Maybe even just lines. It's kind of like Zentangling also. It's all kind of meditative, actually. Make these in here a little bit closer together. And as you go out, it got a little bit bigger. Could do dots too. Sometimes that looks cool. And yeah, move it around, see what you want. Let's say, let's outline this a little bit more. And it's fun doing this nib work too, because you never know what you're going to get depending on the nib you're using. Could be a lot like globs, or you could end up with very fine lines. There's different nibs, so you kind of have to play with it. What else do I want to do here? Thinking I shouldn't be thinking, but I am. Looking at which way I want it to remain. I think I want to bring this down here. So do you guys like doing this type of thing? Playing with different lines, and I did a stream back beginning of the month, I think it was, about a reverse coloring book. So this is kind of the same idea. Soothing to watch, yeah. I just want to, I guess I should do that so I don't spill it. You could do, I'm going to make sure I don't put my hand in that. Let's put little circles. Depends on how much you want to put into it too. I like doing this type of Zentangle when I don't have to really think about it. There's so many patterns out there. If you have maybe a little catalog of all the different patterns that you like or you've tried. I know Janet Young has that. She does fantastic tangles. You could check out her channel. Janet M. Young, I believe. She has all kinds of different types of artwork that she does too. She draws, does zines, that type of thing. Little dots or circles. You can make a pattern, lines. You could put gold, silver in it. I know there's quite a few artists that are playing with this type of art. They have different ways of doing it. I'm going to make it look like it's falling here. So maybe it's coming up from this area. Everybody has a different way of thinking about how they're going to do this type of work. Some just intuitively do it. I tend to get sucked into thinking. I don't know why. It's just me. More concentrated up here, maybe. Thanks, Lena. There's Janet's channel and chat there. Put yours up too, Lena, so everyone can see your beautiful knitting and drawing and watercolor and pastel work. You guys are, and back too. I've got all kinds of different friends that do a wide range of different things, so there's never any one thing that's not going to be represented by somebody on here, because we all do so many different things. I guess we're more or less mixed media artists, because we do so much. We love so many different types of art, different mediums. I don't know about you guys, but I just find myself, I have to go back and forth in different things. It's just what I like to do. Big, small dots, little dots, circles. You could do squares. Just play with it. This is when you start finding different ways of doing things by experimenting. It's all good to get ideas from everybody, but to get your own thing, your own style, you really have to just experiment yourself and not be scared to do it. It's just paper, and your time of doing it should be enjoyable. So that's not wasted. So just have fun with it and enjoy the process of doing, creating. It's like doodling. Remember when we had the home phone lines with the cord? Couldn't go anywhere, so you had to sit where the phone was, and a lot of us doodled. So we're all creative people here in different mediums, which is great. So you don't have to be an artist either. You could be a musician, you could be somebody that loves gardening, cooking. There's many ways of being creative. Looks good. I like that. Okay, so we have that. Let's switch some colors. So let's do I'm gonna suck this up. Don't want to waste. Let's try some yellow. See what it does. Yep, that's dry. So maybe let's outline a little bit of this. See if it makes a difference. Might not. Makes a little bit, but just have to try things. I'm gonna put some maybe circles. See if that makes any difference in the color. Might have to use it. Doesn't make too much of a difference, but try it. Let's try it on blue, see what it does. I'm pretty sure it's going to turn green, but we can try it. So there's some marks in here. You could use a Posca pen too if you want real opaque colors. It's a little different. It's not as bright because it's see-through, transparent. So see, goes more into a green color. Why not try it? So should take it down. Well, let's fill this in right here. See what happens. Never know until you try. Bring this across. Meet this one. That. I think let's fill this in a little bit more. Some lines like that. Kind of like a teardrop. some collection of it down here. Just trying things out. Oh, you put kosher salt on yours? Oh, thanks, Lena. You put my garden channel up. Yeah, it's way behind, I'll say. This year has been crazy cold. So a lot of stuff's probably a good month behind, I would say. Okay, let's magenta pink maybe, or yeah, let's do pink. So let's see. I don't want to put my hand in that, so let's do some just tracing around those bleeding areas, the cauliflowers. I love them. I think they look so cool. Especially in this type of art. I think they look so neat. This Indian ink is great. It lasts quite a while on the pen. And it's nice and thin, so you're able to get quite a bit out of one dip. Just a bit in here. I'm known for getting my either sleeve or hand in my paintings and ink, so I'm trying to pay attention to that so I don't end up smearing this. That's cool. Let's put something in here. Depending on how you want it. Depends on what you want to do with it. Let's put, maybe we'll do something in here. So let's say, I don't know why, but I like these little dots. Looks pretty against this yellow, soft yellow. And then we'll try some of that bleed proof white. See which is the best. Do any of you have the Doc Martens bleed proof and pen white? If you do, what did you think of it? Does it work good? I'm on the hunt for a good white that I don't have to use a pen. Like I did like those Japanese white, what was it? Signo, I think. But they're harder and harder to get, and they don't seem to last. You get a few strokes out of them, and then they seem to either clog up or dry up. I don't know. Loving what Kathy does. Aw, thanks, Tori. You're sweet. Just gonna continue this line in here. Sometimes you don't have to do a lot either. You know, you don't have to do all the lines. Cool. It's just very meditative, I find, doing this type of thing. Let's put some red over here, magenta. Like I said, you can also use pen. Don't have to go out and buy a bunch of ink. Use what you have. If you have markers, use them. Let's see, what else do I want to do here? I guess we could put dots in this part here. And then that should be good for dots. And then we'll try some white. Should put some line work in there though. You want to kind of do the same design that you're doing in more than just one area. Just looks a little better. Brings your eye around the page when you do that. Just do a little bit of there. Concentrate it on the bottom so it looks like it's a pile. This is just a speedball tip, I believe. That. And we need some lines or something. We have that. I could take some. Let's make sure I don't put my hand in it. Let's bring some of these tips out. I'm going to turn it so I don't, oh, that one's all, I'm going to have to be careful. Like that. If you got any questions, you can just, is the leg of the person eating the moon? You got a good imagination, Dot. It's whatever you want. Whatever you see, that's what it is. It's funny because you'll see things or draw stuff depending on what you have been thinking about. That's why a lot of artists say that they'll paint or draw when they're in certain moods because it will reflect your mood with what you're painting. Like that. It looks like a sunrise thing. This might be boring for you guys, maybe. I don't know. It's fun. Very relaxing. Especially when you're not sure what you want to do or you're wanting to create, but maybe you don't want to get all the paint out or um, that looks cool. Not boring at all. Okay. What does that say about my thoughts today? A mohawk? Somebody getting a haircut? Maybe that's on your mind. You need a haircut. Okay, what other colors? Well, we could do, let's see, maybe let's go back to the blue. And I think I'm going to put some stripes over here. I'm going to put it in here, radiating out. I want it to look So just try different widths, different keep doing it until you like it, basically. I'm trying to keep my elbow out of everything. Let's see. Maybe right in here. Maybe this cloud's going over it. This kind of reminds me of a cloud with sun rays. That. I think I'm going to take it right into here. Hey, Kimberly. We're just doodling. Just to relax. Mindless creating, I guess. So no real planned outcome. Just it's intuitive. Okay, that one, there's a blotch. It's fun to do though, very relaxed and meditative, I guess, is what I would say it feels like. Now, some people are really, really talented with this type of doodling. I haven't done it enough to really get into it, but I think it's fun. Let's see, what other? I think I want another circle. Now, should I use that and let it do its thing again? It is wet still. Oh, we were gonna try some white. Oop. So I want to make sure this is good and cleaned off before I put white in there. So you don't want this blue contaminating the white. Vicky at Messy Table Studios does some amazing doodling. I keep telling her she should send some of the fabric. Oh, awesome. She got a YouTube, or is she just on Instagram? Okay, so this is Doc Martens pen white. She's got both? Okay, I'll have to, I don't know if I subscribe to her. To look her up. Now this does look a little bit thicker. Maybe I'll give it another shake. She does. She is that good, but I keep telling her she is. That's typical. Most people are very critical of their own work. It's normal. So let's give this a try. What should we do? Circles? Might need a little bit of water in that, maybe. Oop. Glob, but that's fine. Use some little ones. Let's just do some circles. It's nice and opaque. That's good. We'll see if it dries opaque. A lot of them, they start off as opaque, and then as they dry, they kind of lose their white opaqueness. This is the Doc Martens pen white. They say you can put it in a airbrush or pens of some sort. Dots. I want to use more of these inks in my watercolor drawings of flowers and stuff. I really love that look of drawings with ink. So it's not a real detailed drawing, but it's got these little ink, I guess you could say they're just outlines, the silhouette outline of the flower. So they use the watercolor very loosely, and then they just draw just a few of these silhouette lines in their drawing of the flower. It looks so pretty. I like this ink. This is nice. Very nice. It's nice and opaque. So it's not the, I think this one was ultramarine. And usually that will seep through like your gouache and that type of thing. So that's turning out quite nice. Well, now we need to put some more of those in somewhere. So maybe, or even lines, squiggles. Maybe white lines around this here. Or some dots. So this would be really great for, you know how you want that glint, say in an eye, or highlights in some areas. So you could just, you wouldn't have to get your dip pen out for something small like that, but just get even a pinhead would be sufficient enough for applying a glint of an eye or something like that. Oh, big blob. Okay, how do I work with that? Well, can I pick it up? Let's see. Or just use it. We'll use it. Just wash it out. You've got a set of these inks? Yeah, there could be more than 2 sets, but I like them. They are awesome. Nothing better than an ink that, especially with these types of inks, because if you decided after you were done you wanted a little bit more color, say with a watercolor, you can still throw it on after it's dry because of the archival and waterproof these are. So I think that's awesome. Let's put a little bit up here. That. Maybe Suggestions, anybody? Sometimes you don't need a whole lot. Sometimes you can end. Let's just put a white line around here. Just around this pink area. I know, I'll attach it from this part. That little glob that happened. That. I have one set too. I like them also. Do you? They're great. Let's put, I don't know. Let's do something with this. Maybe circles. Of course, circles. Do you have dip pens that you use them with, or some people use their paintbrush with them, which would be kind of interesting, I think. It's just a matter of getting comfortable with it. So you just have to play with things in order to do that. It's like anything else. You want to learn to cook, you have to cook. Some of them won't turn out, some of them will. You want to learn to sing, you have to sing. And don't beat yourself up about having something that didn't turn out exactly the way you want, because we're learning. So you just have to experiment and learn by everything you do. There. Brush and pen. My mother was the only girl out of 9 children, and she was known as Scorch Cook Betty. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Yeah. Yes, brothers can be that way, especially when you got that many of them. You're outnumbered. Just want to clean that up. Every once in a while, when you're using the whites, I think it's best to clean it up because they are opaque. So there's something else in them that gives that opaqueness. So just clean them out every once in a while, and then you can start using it again. That way it doesn't clog things up. I think I'm going to add just a little bit here, just along that, just kind of a line of brighter yellow there. So let's just do the outer edge of that. that. That looks good. I'm going to do something right in here. Probably a smaller. Now that, yeah, still. Let's give that a dry. Then I'm going to use my template again. I would have had my hand in the wet ink half dozen times. Well, normally I would be too, but I'm concentrating a little more on not doing that. But when you get into the zone, you really do end up. Okay, when you put on, that's interesting. When you put on that ink fairly wet, so these were raised so I can feel it. So there is a bit of a shine on them. I don't know if you can see that. So that's interesting. Yeah, I usually end up with either my sleeves or my arm in it because I get too preoccupied and I forget. Let's see, what was I going to do? Okay, let's put that. I think I want a smaller one. Maybe like here. See if I can do this without messing it all up. Like I said, you can always use a Posca too. Not bad. Now I could see that one, or let's make this one. A little thicker. Come on. Nope. It's not wanting to play. Because I think I want this one. Put the lid back on that just for a minute. And I'm going to just take this and paint with it. See if I can get a bitter line. It's pretty good as far as opaqueness, though, I must admit. And it wasn't as thick as the Doc Martens bleed proof white, which is a little bit thicker. I'll show you that in a minute. These are fun to do, just to relax. If you want to just do abstracts, or you could do botanical. It's whatever you want to do. I just thought I would do the abstract. That way you're not intimidated by having to know how to draw something. You're just making it up. Love how. Oh, thanks, Joan. Yeah, it's fun. No, I think this one, we need some contrast or something. Let's see. I'm just going to put a little dab in this container here. That gives weight to this area. So I think we need something up in here. Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to put too much. I think I'm going to put some of these with a white dot. Just to give it a little bit more of a weight too, because that gives that a pretty good weight there. So maybe with some of these, I'll just put a white dot in the bigger ones. Give it a little bit more even weight to this side. Yeah, it's a little better. We could put let's see, I think a little bit of white over here somewhere, maybe under this yellow area would brighten this up a little bit. You do get a fairly nice line with this white. Which is cool. Kind of looks like lightning. Maybe do I need any more? Let me look at it. I don't want to overdo it. So what do you think? If this will make much difference. Maybe a few circles around the dots. just to give it a little bit of white area in here. The white is so bright that it kind of loses the colors that don't have it kind of fade away. Your eye goes to this white. So sometimes you have to, let's just outline this here. Like that. Well, that's not bad. A little better. Maybe just outline. I don't want to put too much in, but let's do the white in here. Just around that blue. Gives it a little bit of accent. Hey, Christopher. Good to see you. We're just playing, just doodling, seeing what we can make. Nothing special. Just getting comfortable with the white. I think this needs a little bit. Oop. Okay. What can we do? Could paint it in that area. Just use it up. Work with your mistakes. Sometimes they end up being the best part. Kind of like it. That. Just turn it around, see how you like it. That looks pretty good. Maybe my brush. There. I like it. Um, just looking at the monitor just to see. I think I'm going to put this in here. Brings your eye down. And I'm going to use a little bit of that blue again. Right in here. Like that. Looks good. Mm, maybe some pink over here. That looks good. Just a bit of overlapping. Just to give it a little bit more interest here and there. Kind of like how that gradates into the blue. Maybe a tad of blue over here. Better put that white back. Almost put the blue pen in there. That would be so typical of me. Let's see. Just on the outer edge, I think. More or less just following the cauliflower type shapes in most of this. I like that look. I think I'm going to go across with this one too. Right in here. Some kind of dots, randomness in there. I think the only other one, I think I'll do this. And then I think that's probably enough, because you can go overboard, and it's finding that happy medium when to stop. That can be very difficult sometimes. Here I am, continuing. I told you it was hard to stop. I know I'm gonna get a bunch of people commenting, "Stop!" All right. Am I done? The moon. Is it enough? What do you think? Enough? Okay. Dot has spoken. She says enough. But just, yeah, just go crazy with a bunch of watercolors. If you don't have watercolors, you can always add, if you have like these, just put them on a piece of plastic and then add water to them, and you can use those as watercolors. So just use what you have. All right. So I hope I inspired you to get out your watercolor or whatever you have if you're not sure what to do, but you want to create, and just follow the lines and add some circles. If you don't want to do abstract, you can always do leaves or draw what you see in the swirls and stuff. Sometimes you can see faces or flowers or whatever. But it's a great way of just creating something without having to worry about stuff or shy away from it because you don't know how to draw or that type of thing. Just be creative and enjoy the process and relax, and you'll be very surprised on what develops. So I'll let you guys go, and we'll see you on Thursday at the same time. And not too sure what. If you got any ideas, just leave it in the comments below, and we'll see you then. Have a fantastic evening or day, everybody, and we'll see you Thursday. Bye for now.